Hello, my name is Nicole Nunez, and welcome to my CSU AET program Capstone Presentation. Thank you for accompanying me as I look back on this journey. Buckle up because it might be a bumpy ride. I am the youngest of 6 children and the first of my family to attend and graduate college. I love my family very much and spend lots of time with my siblings, nieces and nephews, aunt and grandma, and my 9-year-old son Caleb. I live in the beautiful state of Colorado, a place that I have called home for nearly 25 years. I have been a single parent, student, and full-time employee in the sales field for nearly a decade. While it has been challenging and exhausting at times, I'm happy to be able to accomplish my goals and encourage my family to do the same. Family, school, and work keep me very busy, but in my spare time I enjoy reading, live music and concerts, travel, and above all else, food. I received my Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition and Dietetics from the Metropolitan University of Denver in 2015, but because of my vast experience in sales by that time, I wasn't sure if a career in nutrition was the right fit for me. I worked in an inbound call center doing sales for waste management for about 7 years. When my company moved their office out of state, I took the opportunity to make some changes. I got a job at a new company, Dish Network, in December 2014 with the goal of transitioning from phone sales to management. However, when the time came to move up, I realized management didn't exactly fit the desire I had to guide and help others in my company. I set my eyes on a direct sales training position within the company, and within the first month of my transition into the new role, I knew I had found what I wanted to do for a long time to come. As part of my trainer onboarding experience, I went through a 1-week certification training called BEST, Building Excellent Skills for Trainers. There I learned the basics of what I would later come to recognize as adult education principles and facilitation skills. I loved everything I was learning so much, I approached my new role with a passion unlike any I had experienced in my working life before. As a new hire trainer for the sales call center at Dish Network, I was immediately able to apply the knowledge I gained from my best training, and the success I had with this was invigorating. I love trying out new icebreakers, activities, techniques, and approaches. I created a trainer toolbox as part of best training that I added to as I discovered success and defeat with new ideas. Little did I know, I was already practicing many of the theories and teachings I would encounter through my education in the AET program. I was gaining valuable experience that gave me practical insight into the application of adult learning principles. I experienced classroom training and hands-on training as I supervised agents and developed them during their first weeks on the phones. I especially enjoyed the up-training for existing agent teams on new business material and developing sales skills with struggling agents one-on-one. One of my strengths as a trainer was helping participants discover the answers for themselves without just throwing information at them. I did this by facilitating discussions and giving tasks that asked them to analyze their experiences and reactions. I didn't know at the time, but this was my first example seeing self-directed learning in action. Even being new to the field, I knew this is what I was meant to be doing because observing my participants' learning and growth, finding and learning to trust their own knowledge brought me greater satisfaction than any paycheck ever had. After only a few months, I researched and applied for the program at CSU. After a year as a new hire trainer, I was offered an opportunity as a national trainer to facilitate a new immersive corporate training program to introduce corporate headquarter employees to frontline operations. This program led me to more professional and personal growth than I ever anticipated. It was rigorous classroom training with 75% or more of my time spent with the class facilitating learning discussions and activities. The program is a great example of experiential learning at its best, as it put participants into the actual roles of the departments they were learning about. Being exposed firsthand to the challenges and successes of frontline employees enabled the learners to identify individual learning points and ways they could transfer this knowledge to improve their performance within their own, sometimes unrelated, positions within the company. Facilitating this type of program challenged my training skills daily. The ability to bring my learning from my online courses to the classroom and experiences from the classroom back to inform my learning reinforced the value of each new principle presented. I was able to critically analyze how Malcolm Knowles' principles of andragogy demonstrated themselves in real life. I read about how adults' experiences inform their learning, and then I saw it in the classroom. I understood that they would appreciate seeing the immediate application of what they would be learning and was able to build opportunities to explore that within each new training class. My skill at facilitating discussions was sharpened in this role as well. The discussion sometimes touched on sensitive topics that participants disagreed on with one another or with company philosophy. So it was an honor to be a part of each journey to understand roles within the greater organization, how company problems arose, challenges to coming up with solutions, and how we could each make a more meaningful and positive contribution to the company mission and harmony. Over my 5 semesters at CSU, I have learned about the theoretical and practical foundations of adult education. Some recurring themes became apparent throughout my course of study. Adult education is more than just a subject. It is a field and profession, and we have a responsibility to address social issues through our platform as facilitators of learning. Participation in the field is an honor and a responsibility as an educated member, and should be guided by a specific action plan. Reading and conducting research was a major part of each class in the form of discussions and added research, so that my understanding of theory and practice would be informed by scientifically sound conclusions. In classes such as adult education and adult teaching and learning, we studied the pioneers of adult education, including Malcolm Knowles, John Dewey, Jean Piaget, Howard Gardner, and about their well-known theories, including andragogy, experiential learning, cognitive science, and multiple intelligences. These, of course, are only highlights in a vast sea of contributions to the field, past and present. Then I was able to reflect on these theories and transfer that into actual real-life practice through courses such as processes and methods, research methods, and instructional design. These each had immediate application in my job as a corporate trainer. Through this effective combination of theory and practice, I was able to see improvements in my practice, including increased learner engagement, learning retention, and transfer of knowledge by participants. It is fitting that I am taking my learning transfer course at the end of my program at CSU, because this course gives me a chance to reflect back on my learning to identify major ways it has impacted my growth in teaching philosophy and practice. According to David Sousa, our cognitive belief system is the accumulation of all memories, knowledge, and experiences stored in long-term memory. This program has repeatedly touched on foundational pillars of my approach to adult education, which has allowed these ideas to infiltrate my self-concept and worldview. One example of this was my research paper and application project for my research methods in adult education courses. I chose to do my research project on the application of andragogy in the field of corporate training. This project allowed me to understand how to not only conduct my own research in a scientifically sound method, but also better understand other research articles and studies I have been reading throughout my academic career, their methodology and implications in practice. I conducted my own survey in my company and analyzed the data collected to ultimately create a professional development session for other trainers at my company. This project hits on major themes including scientific research, adult education as a field of practice, principles of andragogy, and a learner-centered approach to teaching. Over the past 2 years, adult education and training has become more than just a job for me. It has become a passion and a career. Throughout my experiences in various facilitation settings, I have developed a strong teaching philosophy that guides the way I share information with participants of my training sessions. I agree wholeheartedly with Parker Palmer in The Courage to Teach when he said, "Truth is an eternal conversation about things that matter, conducted with passion and discipline." I want to participate in this pursuit of truth with my students. Based on my experience as a corporate trainer, one of my main goals in training is to help learners gain real-life knowledge and experience that can be directly applied to improving their performance immediately. I believe that learners should be actively involved in how they learn and what they feel is necessary to improve. In other words, I employ a learner-centered approach to teaching. As a professional adult learning facilitator, I need to be able to combine various qualities to be successful, including subject matter expertise, excellent platform skills, multisensory teaching and training, and energy and passion to be an inspirational educator. As I continue to apply myself to more challenging training opportunities, I will grow and add to my philosophy and identity. I look forward to the experiences that help me do that and all the people that I can learn from in the process. One of the most valuable, tangible results that I will be leaving this program with is my educational and professional portfolio. This project showcases all that I have learned and accomplished throughout this journey. I will be able to use this website to demonstrate my expertise in the field of adult education for current and future employers and colleagues in the field. In my portfolio, I am able to demonstrate my progressive teaching philosophy through my emphasis on a holistic training approach that uses students' prior knowledge, experiences, and self-concept to allow us to discover new learning together by sharing professional experience. In my instructional design class, we follow the Dick, Carey, and Carey model of instructional design to build a learning event. I use this opportunity to apply my learning to revisions of a portion of the Basecamp program that I was able to present to department leadership with explanations on how and why my revisions would improve application of the information for participants. I use real-life scenarios to build a case study project that would ask learners to follow their own knowledge and conclusion to discover business challenges and solutions facing our department. Another prominent feature is my trainer toolbox, a project I began in my first days of Best Training at Dish and continued through my Processes and Methods course. This presentation of specific teaching techniques and activities shows how I involve multiple intelligences, multisensory learning, task-based, and experiential learning to help my participants be engaged during my training sessions so that they can learn more and improve their performance. Follow the link to my Wix site to view my entire adult education and training portfolio. As Mark Twain once said, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on those accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime. I agree with him 100%, and it has been a lifelong goal of mine to expand my vision and understanding of the world by experiencing it firsthand. In my Multicultural and Special Populations course, we took a deep look at various levels of racism, including overt, individual, institutional, societal, and civilizational. Some of these levels are difficult to see without diving deeply into our own history, but can be very apparent in other cultures. Travel has given me a greater awareness of this issue. It has also been an amazing way for me to appreciate different cultures and worldviews and incorporate those into my teaching. My holistic worldview sparks discussion with my students that opens their minds to various cultural perspectives and solutions to issues they may face. It encourages us to explore sexism, racism, classism, and ageism with sales agents who deal with customers from all different societal groups every day, retail sales business owners who deal with specific customer segments, and corporate employees who must be constantly conscious of their own biases and how to overcome them when dealing with internal and external customers of the business. By keeping the dialogue on such topics open, as a society we can move to increasing cultural awareness and sensitivity. It is happening all around us in society today, accelerated by the rapid spread of information through social media, and I would like for my classroom to be a source of reliable and accurate information for participants to share when they leave the lesson. While searching for ways to work internationally, I stumbled upon the field of TEFL, or Teaching English as a Foreign Language. This new combination of travel, international exposure, and teaching adults immediately appealed to me. I took the Teaching English as a Second Language at CSU course and was delighted to finally understand many of the obstacles I had faced in my own experiences trying to learn Spanish through Stephen Krashen's theories of second language acquisition. While ESL focuses on students in English-speaking countries, I wanted to explore opportunities for travel further. I decided to enroll in a TEFL certification course in Barcelona, Spain, through the International TEFL Academy. There, I spent 4 weeks in classroom and through teaching practices, applying my ESL learning and building on it with new TEFL techniques. We followed a communicative approach, encouraging learners to use the new language to communicate as much as possible with fellow students and myself, the teacher. The knowledge from both classes complemented one another. We followed a PPP technique, presentation, practice, production, to encourage students to learn new information, practice it immediately, and then transfer that learning to new scenarios. Again, the timing couldn't have been more perfect, as my next class at CSU, Cognitive Science and Learning Transfer, began teaching me how this and other approaches can improve learner retention and performance. In any career, it is easy to become complacent when things are going well. One must never stop improving professional skills and setting new goals to drive further performance and improvement. Adult education and training is no exception. It may be even more important because the continued professional development of teachers is a key way we can help students achieve higher academic and professional success. I would like to take my skills and career to new heights over the next 1, 5, and 10 years. A specific action plan is needed to keep me focused on my goals. The goals I have set for myself address the areas of active membership in the adult education and training community, professional development in the form of skill pursuit and continuing education, and career growth. My goals over the next year include graduating with my master's degree, a task that will be completed at the end of this course, expand my international teaching experience through an online program teaching English to children in China, utilizing my TEFL certification, secure a new position as a development and support trainer for other trainers at DISH, and improve my Spanish language abilities by at least one proficiency level. These goals are in line with my long-term goals of becoming a mentor and expert in the training field and expanding my experience to include multicultural experience. Over the next 5 years, some additional steps I will take are to become more active and contributing member of professional organizations such as the Association for Talent Development, volunteer with community ESL education, and progress into a management position in my career. While 10 years seems like a long time from now, I want to have long-term vision for my life and profession. By this time, I would like to become a published contributing writer to the field of knowledge, advance further in my career to upper management or executive level, and pursue PhD programs. Thank you for accompanying me as I reflect back on this journey through becoming a Master of Adult Education and Training. A special blend of school and work, theory and practice, has resulted in my firm grasp on the profession of an adult educator. I couldn't have made it through this experience so far without my peers, co-workers, mentors, teachers, and most importantly, my students. I have found my career and my passion. I'm so excited to be a part of this field for years to come.